Number 4, Kieran Haggerty on pole position. He's up against Jordan Gronkowski, but he's got good cover with his teammate Adam Mackay alongside. I'm going to get off the grid before I get run over. Richard, it's over to you.
Thanks, Joe. Jordan Gronkowski starts in third position. It's the championship leader, Kieran Haggerty on pole, Adam Mackay alongside, Matthew Chisholm fourth, then Neil Broome and Sebastian Melrose, Colin Turner, Ivor Mares, Phil Hooker, Steve Barlow and Fraser Gray completing the grid for round 14 of the People's Scottish Formula Ford 1600 Championship. It's been another great year. It's going to be wrapped up today, possibly in the first race as the lights start to go on. 5 on. Engine notes rise. Away we go here at Knockhill for the penultimate race of the season. Adam Mackay gets across and annexes second place. Jordan Gronkowski's having a look, goes back to the outside line. Matthew Chisholm in red is in fourth place. Good to see Matthew back after a nasty incident at the David Leslie Trophy. There's Neil Broome, who runs in third place in the Newcomers Champion. And Mackay is passed at Butchers by Gronkowski. He's on a mission. He wants to keep the championship alive. He wants to win the championship. Realistically, it's going to take a non-finish by Kieran Haggerty for Jordan Gronkowski to take the title, but he's very clearly showing some grit here. He wants to take the championship to the last race of the year. Here comes Mackay, this year's Newcomers Champion. I'll explain the points in a minute, because when we left the last round it was between Adam and also Clay Mitchell, and that's been resolved now, and I'll tell you why in a minute. You might have worked it all out for yourselves anyway, but look at this. Mackay comes up the inside line. He's challenging Gronkowski, wants second position back, and he's through. He's got the inside line into Duffus. Gronkowski's going to go for the sweep and gets more momentum, retakes second at Leslie's, and now semi-defensive going into Scotsman. This is great news for Kieran Haggerty, who's going to be away and down the road while these pair scrap over second place. A wonderful onboard shot. Look how they ride the curves, look how close they get to the tyre markers on the outside of the hairpin. Here comes Adam Mackay having a very good look again. The Aberdeen-based driver racing in the 2009 spec Ray chassis. Most of the cars in the championship these days are Rays. We've got 3 Van Diemen, a Mondial and 1 Swift as well in the competition, but this is the battle for second place. Jordan Gronkowski leading from Adam Mackay. Then it's Matthew Chisholm. Sebastian Melrose made a good start. He made up a place on the start, but here comes Mackay again, trying the same trick, but he just hasn't got the momentum on that tighter line into Duffus, and Gronkowski hangs on to position. Jordan not even that defensive through Scotsman, and of course the more you attack, the more chance you've got, if you've got the better setup, to move away from your attacker. So sometimes an attacking line, but it's not working, and Mackay goes up the inside as they come into Clark Corner. We wait to see how this has worked out, but Gronkowski again has got the momentum. The fourth place car is coming up into the mix as well. Matthew Chisholm is not far away. We've got a battle on behind them as well. I think that's Neil Broome with Sebastian Melrose as Mackay now looks to the inside. Tighter line, maybe not as much momentum, slightly different tactic here from Mackay. Up the hill we go. They'll pick up the pit signal, so Gronkowski still there in second, and here's the onboard view. He's got the inside line. Jordan will have looked across and seen him coming down into Duffus. Jordan gets the sweep, a little bit more momentum into Duffus. You have to be brave to pass there. These guys are exactly that. Through Scotsman Corner. What a terrific battle. This is absolutely typical of Formula Ford 1600. Of course, the EcoBoost Championship this year, which has been running with the Toka package, and Clay Mitchell, who is second in the Newcomers, has been racing in that. He's doing the last 3 rounds of the championship this year. And that's a completely different kettle of fish to this, the traditional Formula Ford racing that we know and love, with no aerodynamic aids front or back. And this is why we love this particular formula, because it is so, because to be fair to the EcoBoost formula, we've had some terrific racing in that as well this year. But this is what Formula Ford was all about at its inception, and it continues to deliver great racing as Mackay goes to the outside again, side by side with Gronkowski. Coming down the hill, Matthew Chisholm is there in the second of the 2 Van Diemens. Jordan Gronkowski in a RF90, Matt Chisholm's car from 92. And this is going to alter the dynamic of the battle here, because if Matt Chisholm can get close enough to Adam Mackay, Adam will have to go defensive. Matt Chisholm 4th in the championship, 1 point behind Adam Mackay, so he wants to get up there and get past him so that he can take that 3rd place trophy at the end of the season. So there's still plenty at stake here. Mackay looking for a run, looks at the outside line, there's not room there. Jordan's keeping it relatively defensive, coming down into the hairpin. Mackay might get a better run here. He's on the outside line, but Gronkowski's on the inside. Gives him room to stay on the curb. He didn't give him much more room. And it's a very good exit from Gronkowski as they come up the hill. Mackay's trying to get a run. Should have had a little bit more momentum with that wider line. They're still side by side as they've been at this point on the circuit right the way through the race so far. And I take my hat off to the pair of them. This is great racing. Meanwhile, Kieran Haggerty is going to have the championship in the bag. He's got the fastest lap. He's pulling away. And Haggerty has had no non-finishes so far this year. It's rare for a driver in any championship to go through the card without a non-finish, but he's done that. Very well prepared car. And he looks like he's on his way to a 100% finishing record. Jordan Gronkowski is there as well. He's gone through the card as well without a non-finish. Adam Mackay in 64 has had 1 non-finish and missed the July meeting with us. And up the hill we go again. Matthew Chisholm trying to close in. And in fact, when you look at the results for the year, talking about non-finishes, most of the drivers haven't had too many. And Mackay's through! Adam Mackay back into 2nd place. That's where he qualified. He was 2 tenths down on Kieran Haggerty in qualifying, but he goes through, takes 2nd position. That will strengthen his 3rd place in the table. He's already now been crowned the Newcomers Champion by virtue of the fact that Clay Mitchell is not here. The gap in the Newcomers Championship, 6 points coming into this race, but Clay Mitchell not racing this weekend. And the gap back to Neil Broom in 3rd of the Newcomers. Neil's on 178, so he's unable to catch Mackay, who will take the Newcomers crown here and 2nd place in the race, and maybe marking himself out as overall champion potentially for next year. Certainly we hope that he comes back. Up the hill again. Has Gronkowski got anything that he can do to get back on terms? Remember, he did qualify 3rd, Matt Chisholm 4th. Chisholm still wants to get some extra points because at the moment he's dropping 2 places. The race fans here get to know all the regular drivers, and that's what they've done this year, including this youngster, the teenager who goes through Scotsman for the last time, and he'll be thinking about the championship title. It is going to be Kieran Haggerty who wins the title, succeeding Stuart Thorburn in 2013, Ross McEwen in 2012, Kenny Thirlwall in 2011, is coming up on Stephen Barlow. Craig Brunton won the championship in 2010, Rory Butcher before that, Graham Carroll in 2008, and of course Joe Tanner, your programme presenter, back in 2005. But the 2014 season has seen 9 wins so far. This will be the 10th win in a row for the new champion who goes up the hill. He's not even going to worry about putting a lap on the drivers. There's the checker, and it's the title for Kieran Haggerty. Our warmest congratulations to him. Jordan Gronkowski has kept the battle alive, and he's still chasing Adam Mackay up the hill, and he's going to challenge for 2nd, but Mackay takes 2nd. Just Gronkowski had a good go up towards the flag as ever. So Kieran Haggerty crowned champion, Adam Mackay 2nd from Jordan Gronkowski, Matt Chisholm 4th, Neil Broom got the better of Sebastian Melrose for 5th, Colin Turner in 7th from Ivor Mares, then Phil Hooker, Fraser Gray and Stephen Barlow in 11th place. Fastest lap to Kieran Haggerty.
So 2014 Newcomer Champion, well done, great way to end the day there.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely a good way to finish the season. I think we've proved now that we're on the pace. And if we do come back next year for another go, then we'll definitely be within a shout of...
And was it 3rd in the championship overall?
Yeah, 3rd overall this year.
Definitely want to watch next year then?
Hopefully, yeah, if we're back, hopefully we'll be able to have a go at the proper championship.
So do you think you'll be back next year?
Hopefully. It depends on budget, but you know, I'd just like to give a massive thank you to HYDRASUN for their support this year, and I'll dedicate my Newcomers Championship to them, because it wouldn't be possible without them.
Well done anyway.
Thank you.